Christmas in the Faroes, Europe's secret Nordic winter paradise. The Faroe Islands offer the most authentic Nordic Christmas experience in Europe, combining dramatic volcanic landscapes with centuries-old traditions, milder weather than Iceland, and zero tourist crowds during the magical winter months. This remote 18-island archipelago between Scotland and Iceland, Denmark.dk transforms into a cozy winter wonderland, where ancient Norse customs blend with Danish influences, creating Christmas celebrations found nowhere else in the world. Most visitors never discover the Faroe Islands' winter magic. While millions flock to overcrowded Iceland or expensive Norway for Northern Lights and Nordic culture, fewer than 10,000 people visit the Faroes during Christmas season. Guide to Faroe Islands. This means you'll experience authentic village celebrations, traditional wool craftsmanship, and spectacular winter landscapes without tourist infrastructure overwhelming the genuine local culture. The Gulf Stream keeps temperatures surprisingly mild. Wikipedia at just 1 to 6 degrees Celsius, 34 to 43 degrees Fahrenheit, making winter exploration comfortable while maintaining the dramatic Nordic atmosphere. Why choose Faroe Islands over Iceland for Christmas? The Faroe Islands provide superior Northern Lights viewing compared to Iceland's overcrowded tours and unpredictable weather. Positioned perfectly at 62° N on the Arctic Circle's edge, the islands offer optimal aurora conditions with significantly clearer skies and easier access to dark viewing locations. Unlike Iceland's expensive specialized tours, you can drive just 15 minutes from Tórshavn to pristine viewing spots like Vidareidi or Slættaratindur mountain viewpoints. The infrastructure advantages are remarkable. 4 subsea tunnels connect major islands year-round, including the engineering marvel Eysturoyartunnelin, with its underwater roundabout and art installations. Roads remain perfectly maintained even during snowstorms, while Iceland's highland routes close entirely. Atlantic Airways operates reliable winter service to Copenhagen and Edinburgh, with significantly lower accommodation costs during December-February than Iceland's inflated winter rates. Most importantly, the Faroe Islands maintain authentic cultural experiences. While Iceland's Christmas markets cater to tour buses, Faroe's celebrations center on genuine community traditions like the Christmas book Flood, where families exchange books on Christmas Eve and spend the evening reading together, or the ancient chain dancing around Christmas trees that dates to medieval times. Traditional wool craftsmanship and winter clothing heritage. Ullr Faroe wool is the gold of the Faroes, perfectly captures the island's textile heritage. Faroese sheep produce unique double-coated fleece with soft inner wool and rough outer guard hairs that naturally repel wind and rain while remaining breathable. This creates the perfect winter clothing system for the harsh North Atlantic climate. The iconic fisherman's sweater, Skipstroyja, documented since 1800, features geometric colorwork patterns, high collars for warmth, and slightly felted texture for water resistance. The rich lanolin content makes these sweaters naturally waterproof, essential for fishermen working winter seas. These aren't tourist souvenirs, but working garments that island families depend on for survival. Winter knitting circles flourish across villages during the dark months. Over 50 women work with companies like Einstakt and Navia, creating contemporary designs that honor traditional techniques. Each village maintains regional pattern variations passed from mother to daughter through generations. Modern artisan brands like Gudrun and Snailden blend ancient techniques with international appeal, featuring signature silver shoulder buttons and traditional 3-ply construction. The transformation of waste yarns into one-of-a-kind accessories demonstrates the sustainability mindset essential to island life. Einstakt. Nothing is wasted when wool literally keeps you alive through North Atlantic winters. Cozy villages transformed by Christmas magic. Faroese villages become fairy tale settings during Christmas season, with distinctive turf-roofed houses creating earthy winter landscapes against dramatic cliffs and waterfalls. These 1,000-year-old building techniques aren't tourist attractions but practical architecture, providing exceptional insulation against harsh weather. The famous black tarred walls with white window frames stand out beautifully against fresh snow and dark winter skies. Gassadalur village, population 11, exemplifies winter magic with its Mullafossar waterfall flowing directly into the ocean. Winter winds transform waterfall spray into ice crystals against dark cliffs, creating ethereal scenes impossible to replicate elsewhere. The village's identical-looking houses hide unique interior layouts, each family adapting traditional building methods to personal needs. Kirkjubor contains the island's oldest continuously inhabited house, 700+ years old and home to the 17th generation of the Patterson family. Medieval St. Magnus Cathedral ruins provide dramatic backdrops for Christmas celebrations, connecting present-day festivities to centuries of island history. The village represents living heritage where families maintain traditional lifestyles while embracing modern conveniences. Tjornuvik, the northernmost village on Streymoy, receives no direct sunlight during winter months. This creates an intimate community where 55 houses nestle in a deep valley surrounded by countless streams that freeze into winter ice features. The dramatic black sand beach faces the sea stacks, Risen Og Kellingin, Giant and Witch, guide to Faroe Islands, providing spectacular winter storm watching opportunities. Christmas foods and culinary traditions unique to the islands. Faroese Christmas cuisine reflects centuries of food preservation techniques essential for island survival. The hjallur, drying shed, remains standard in village homes, where families prepare skurpikjot, wind-dried mutton aged nearly a year, and resturfisker, matured fish, using traditional fermentation methods. These aren't exotic delicacies, but practical necessities that sustained island communities through harsh winters. Christmas Eve dinner centers on roast duck with oranges, served with red cabbage, potatoes, and surprisingly, crisps, a uniquely Faroese addition to traditional Nordic cuisine. Many families also serve fermented fish and roasted lamb ribs, showcasing the blend of sea and land that defines island life. The beloved Mandluris Christmas game appears at every celebration. Rice pudding with cherry sauce is served to all guests, with one portion containing a hidden almond. The finder must keep it secret until everyone finishes eating, then reveal themselves to claim a prize. Sabina Poulsen. This tradition creates suspense and laughter at family gatherings and company Christmas parties alike. Christmas markets serve sweet hot cocoa instead of mulled wine, reflecting the island's temperance movement history. Traditional treats include caramelized pancakes, waffles, homemade gingerbread, and rhubarb cobbler with hazelnuts and whipped cream. Savur Sabina Poulsen. These authentic flavors contrast sharply with commercialized Christmas markets elsewhere. Christmas customs found nowhere else in the world. The most extraordinary Faroese Christmas tradition involves weekend shopping trips to Scotland. Every December, groups of women gather at Vagar Airport for flights to Aberdeen or Edinburgh. This isn't leisure travel, it's necessity. With only one major shopping center, SMS in Tórshavn, families need to buy approximately 68 gifts annually due to extensive godparent traditions. Atlantic Airways pilots joke about the 4-ton weight limit, warning passengers they might have to leave something on the Scottish runway. The Christmas meeting of 1888 demonstrates how Christmas became central to Faroese cultural identity. Leaders gathered on December 26th to discuss defending Faroese language and traditions against Danish cultural dominance. This meeting launched the Faroese national movement, making Christmas celebrations acts of cultural preservation as much as religious observance. Boxing Day remains the island's biggest party night, continuing the ancient tradition of house-to-house visiting. Certain villages are designated Christmas villages, welcoming visitors from across the archipelago for dancing and celebration. The Faroes chain dance around Christmas trees connects present-day festivities to 13th century medieval traditions, with participants singing kveidi ballads while dancing in circles. Company Christmas parties feature unique employee gifts: a tin of sweets, 2 ducks, a leg of lamb, a pork ham, and a quarter of a sheep. Sabina Poulsen. This reflects the island's traditional reliance on sheep farming and communal food sharing, ensuring every family has adequate protein through winter months. Northern Lights and dramatic winter landscapes. The Faroe Islands' position at 62° N creates optimal Northern Lights conditions from November through February. Guide to Faroe Islands +2. Unlike Iceland's overcrowded aurora tours, you can access pristine viewing locations within minutes of any village. Vidareidi, the northernmost settlement, provides spectacular aurora displays against dramatic mountain silhouettes with virtually no light pollution. Winter daylight lasts only 5-7 hours in December. Faroe Islands Wikipedia creating extended twilight periods perfect for photography. The maritime subarctic climate produces constantly changing weather patterns that create dramatic cloudscapes and lighting effects impossible in continental locations. Storm watching becomes entertainment as 80 miles per hour winds create 50-meter wave crashes against vertical cliffs. Cape Enneberg on Vidoy Island rises 754 meters directly from the sea, Europe's highest vertical sea cliff. Winter storms create spectacular displays as waves crash against these massive basaltic walls, formed by ancient volcanic activity. The geological drama of horizontal lava flows creates stepped landscapes unique to volcanic archipelagos. Lake Lightisvatn appears to float above the ocean due to optical illusion created by the cliff perspective. Winter snow enhances this effect, creating surreal landscape photography opportunities. The famous Trelanipa cliffs provide multiple viewpoints, each offering different perspectives on this natural phenomenon. Weather advantages and practical winter considerations. Winter temperatures remain surprisingly mild at 1 to 6 degrees Celsius, 34 to 43 degrees Fahrenheit, throughout December-February, moderated by the Gulf Stream. This contrasts favorably with Iceland's harsher conditions and Norway's extreme polar darkness. The maritime climate means weather changes rapidly. Locals joke, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. But temperatures never reach extreme lows that make outdoor activities impossible. Accommodation costs drop 30 to 50% during winter months, with hotel rates ranging from DKK 600, 1200 per night compared to summer's inflated prices. Car rental becomes significantly cheaper at DKK 400, 600 daily, and the excellent road infrastructure remains fully accessible even during snowstorms. The 4 subsea tunnels operate year-round, ensuring reliable transportation between islands. Winter brings optimal cultural experiences as locals have more time for visitors. Heimablidni, home dining, flourishes during dark months, with families opening their homes for authentic meals featuring traditional delicacies. These 3-course dinners include lengthy sing-alongs lasting 7-8 hours, with song leaflets mixing traditional ballads and international favorites. Public transportation operates reliably with multi-day travel cards offering excellent value at DKK 500 for 4 days, including buses and most ferries. Free city buses in Tórshavn connect to historic villages like Kirkjubor, making car rental optional for many winter activities. Cultural heritage and living traditions. The Faroe Islands preserve 70,000 verses of ancient ballads passed down through oral tradition since Viking settlement. These kvæði are performed during winter celebrations, particularly the chain dancing that operates primarily October through February. The tradition deliberately pauses during Lent, making Christmas season the peak period for experiencing this living medieval heritage. Christmas services now conducted in Faroes represent cultural victory, achieved only in 1939 after centuries of Danish-only worship. The Faroes Evangelical Lutheran Church serves 79.1% of the population, with churches never as full as on Christmas Day. These aren't tourist attractions but functioning community centers where families maintain spiritual traditions spanning generations. Traditional food preservation techniques remain essential to island life. Every village home features jalur sheds where families prepare enough preserved meat and fish to sustain them through winter months. This isn't nostalgia but practical necessity on islands where fresh food must be imported or produced locally using centuries-old methods. The Plymouth Brethren minority, 13% of population, demonstrates religious diversity while maintaining strong community bonds. Their missionary tradition has sent Faroese evangelists worldwide, creating global connections for this tiny island population while preserving distinct local customs. Conclusion: authentic Nordic Christmas beyond the tourist trail. The Faroe Islands offer everything travelers seek in Nordic Christmas destinations. Northern Lights, dramatic winter landscapes, cozy village traditions, and authentic cultural experiences, without the crowds, commercialization, or extreme costs of more famous destinations. This is living heritage rather than tourist theater, where Christmas traditions serve community needs rather than visitor entertainment. The combination of practical advantages, milder weather, excellent infrastructure, lower costs, with unique cultural experiences, Scottish shopping trips, chain dancing, traditional food preservation, heimablidni dining, creates opportunities for authentic cultural immersion impossible in over-touristed Iceland or expensive Norway. The Faroe Islands remain Europe's best-kept secret for experiencing genuine Nordic Christmas magic, where ancient traditions continue because they serve essential community functions rather than tourist expectations. For travelers seeking authentic Nordic winter experiences, the Faroe Islands provide the perfect balance of dramatic natural beauty, fascinating cultural traditions, practical accessibility, and genuine local hospitality, that transforms a simple Christmas vacation into a profound cultural encounter with one of Europe's most remarkable island communities.